Hello everyone, Sheek here with another Transformers review, and today I'll be reviewing the Ocular Max Perfection Series 1 for Incursus, aka Onslaught, who is the leader of the Combaticons. I'm starting with him in his vehicle mode, only because it makes more sense to go from vehicle to robot and then robot to combined mode, because combined mode is, well, robot mode with modifications pretty much. It is a big artillery trick. Rubber tires. Although this one is, I actually can loosen that with a screwdriver, so it'll spin more fit. These two spin. This one spins. That is, maybe that's why it wasn't rolling around as well as I was expecting earlier. And that tire is pretty tight. Yeah. So let's try loosening that up real quick with just a slight tweak. Now he rolls as rolling things should. Hooray for rolling and all that goodness. And he does have a big old turret, non-removable, not unlike the original toy, but it is quite cool in how you can rotate it all around and do all sorts of stuff. I think it's funny because it's like, what kind of person would be in here? But for whatever reason, why is it not fingernail strip? That's why. But there, it does open up. And it does open up. Maybe it's like, hey, rockets. I don't know, but it's a manhole cover thing, hatch, whatever. And it's cool. But I do like this truck mode. It does seem a little bit fat in the back for, you know, a flatbed. But hey, it's not the end of the world. And then position it like back, a little bit back, because it does not tab into its robot mode place for whatever reason. There is one gripe that I do have about him. It's a little hard to see, but there's this little tab that will not, and you're supposed to press it like a button to get it to, but it's never actually tabbed into place. Now, the plus side, though, is that I don't think it's going to be too bad, because for robot mode, you know, he's kind of like this, so it's not like it's going to, unless you pick him up by this. Like, if you pick up Bruticus by this, it's possible it might do this, which is only for the vehicle mode, but I do think it's really cool that they included it. But it's so that you can turn the truck and have the trailer turn with it, which I think is an awesome detail that they didn't have to include. And that's pretty much about it for his vehicle mode, but there is a couple more things to show off while I have him in vehicle mode. There is his robot mode gun that can just peg in right there. When the peg. Okay, I guess. Nope. Why? I was switching earlier. Why are you not now? There we are. Okay, I guess it's. I don't know. It wasn't cooperating, but now it is. Okay. But it does tab in there. I really don't like the way it looks. Even though it is the same green as this, it just doesn't look good with the silver. I'd rather it be, I guess, chrome or whatever. The last thing I want to show, I'm not going to do the full splitting and making it the wide bed. I think that's honestly kind of stupid, but, I mean, this is something that the original toy did, so, I mean, it's nice that they included it with the upgrade kit, of course. But you can unfold this, and then if you had it plugged in right there, it would be, you know, like the loading ramp, which is cool, if you so desire to do that. Then you can also have both of them collapsed up with this split and then stored in here, or you can have them tab into the slots on here. Oh, come on. I managed to do it before. Like this, right here. That, and then the other one I guess would tab right here. I don't know, but it's pretty much says that, hey, you can have them carry them. And of course, you could probably have the other Combaticons on here as well. The only one that makes sense is either Swindle or Brawl, because, you know, they're the only vehicles. And I guess maybe Vortex. He doesn't seem like he's a huge helicopter, so I guess if his rotors were collapsed and are removed, then maybe he would make sense, because this is a big old transport vehicle, which I think is really cool. Or maybe one of those giant ones that you'd see like a giant ballistic missile on the back. Anyway, that's, like I said, that's about it for his vehicle mode, so I guess it's time for transformation.
Alright, so go ahead and untab these, flip up and around. If you want to get that clipped in, you need to do it before this, but like I said, mine doesn't work, so just forget about that part. Flip this out, then extend, rotate around, and then collapse in. Might want to hold off on that just for a moment. Rotate around. This guy is really big, so bear with me as I try to keep as much of him on frame as possible. There we are. But before we do that, flip this around, because that's, I guess, it makes his feet a little more rounded than boxy, which I think is a nice detail. Like, there's a lot of things that they did that they didn't have to do. I mean, technically they didn't even have to make this set, but get that back on frame. Flip this up. Like that. There we are. There's its toe heel. Whoop. Come on, collapse back up. And then that. Flip this down, and then this tabs in, and then these tab into there. And split. Oh, yeah, and there's buttons on him that you have to press to extend his leg. So on him, it's right on the side of the shin, and then they pop back out. So as you can see, he is a big guy, and we're not even to his upper torso yet, or upper body. There we are. And as you can see, and it's only like this. These are flipped up for combined mode, so it's not as big of a problem. But for this mode, it's like, but that is where his hip is supposed to be. So I mean, it's not the biggest deal. Besides, if it locks in, would it even rotate? That's the question. Yeah, I think it's still. I don't know. I have to look at it closely. I feel silly. Oh, I gotta say, you are silly or whatever, or funny looking or whatever. He likes to give me a hard time, but I don't mind. Oh, and then also, forgot to mention, untap that, as it pulled it apart just a little bit, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And you didn't even see any of that, because he is so big. Alright, so this, you need to untap it from here before you split his arm. There we are, okay. His legs fully extended, I think so. There we are, okay. So the legs, lower body's good. So then you want to untab that right there. Before you collapse that, you want to flip his hands out, which are a little stiff. Now he has the most articulated, with the exception of, the combined form hands, he has the most articulated hands of the set. Because, I mean, he is big enough to where it's not like, oh no, the fingers are going to break. Because they actually do feel pretty sturdy. I like that. I really, really like that. That's pretty much it for the arm for robot mode. I will say it is very, very beefy. I'd say he can give Brawl a run for his money, at least for arms. Arm-wise, he's the beefiest. Leg-wise, I think Brawl might be a little beefier. Now, of course, he is physically larger, so either way, he's definitely bigger, but for his proportionally. Oh, and then you also want to slide this down. The only thing I don't really like is the fact that these mirrors don't flip down or anything, and they're not the soft rubber either. You can pull them out, but I'm not sure that's what I really want to do, because then, you risk losing them. But then again, I don't know, how many people are going to care too much? Now, collectors, yes, they're definitely going to care. Where's the mirrors? Even though I'm probably going to only have them in combined mode, and it's not even going to really matter. Yeah, collectors are weird. Even I would probably be like, I don't want it anymore. The mirrors are missing. I know. It's really weird because it's not that easy. It's only really essential for the vehicle mode. Anyway, get that out. And you can flip these up, as that does give a little bit more range with the bicep rotation. I know that they include the bicep rotation, but because of the way he transforms, for combined mode and the things that they have, you just really can't get the bicep rotation, which I'll go into further detail, I guess, with articulation. But flip the gun back, open this panel. Oh, there we are. Open that, and then flip this out. I don't know why they make the chest look like part of Blast Off. I really don't. I mean, it is cartoon, and there's his combined head. I just love the way they're able to fit everything. This is the chest piece for the combined mode, and I only put one. I don't need to do that quite yet since it's not combined, but you open up the helmet, which I think is cool the way they have it go over his head, even like the original one. But on this one, you can flip the head out without. You can have the. You can do all this stuff without worrying about. Or having to keep track of his helmet. And then then you can press that into his back. And his head wobbles a bit, and that's because there is a light-up feature, which I unfortunately do not have the batteries for yet. They should be arriving shortly, and if they get here soon enough, I'll definitely include that in the video. And I think they might even be able to light up the combined mode eyes as well. Not sure about that, if that's the case.
So he is in robot mode. I don't believe I forgot anything. There is one more thing you can do with the guns. I'll show off in a little bit, but first off, I guess let's make it. Oh, well, I didn't know this, but they even include this as to be Bruticus's gun. I could look up some pictures of the of his gun in the show, but one thing's sure, I do like the upgrade kit Bruticus gun a lot more, as it's big and chrome and really awesome. Come on, let's get that into your hand. Rotate it around so that we can hopefully get a nice pose. There we go. Let's definitely want to have something for a thumbnail. Ah, yes, I like this pose. Here we have his character card. PS Fun for Incursus. And there's bio and specs. And then, before articulation, I always seem to forget a little something. this isn't something specifically in the instructions, but it is something I figured out you could do, just based on the fact that it is required for combined mode anyway to be able to do this, but you can lift that up and rotate those down to make him have shoulder cannons, which is pretty cool. I mean, they already have like shoulder cannons. Since after articulation I'm going to give him combined mode, I think I'll just leave those extended for now, just so it's not as much of a pain. But for articulation, the head is on a ball joint, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, definitely a ball joint, but on a hinge similar to like Vortex's, that can do a full 360. Has a bit of wibbly wobbly. You can look up and down, and arms go that far, a little bit further if you use the joint up there. You can do a full 360. Nice ratchets. So put that up just a little bit. Not much of the bicep. Just there, it would be there if it wasn't for this kibble that's in the way for combined mode. Yeah, over 90 degree bend at the elbow. Wrist rotation, individually articulated finger joints, like very nicely done. Doesn't feel like they're gonna pop off. They might, but I mean, I'm not gonna try it, obviously. And then waist rotation, ab crunch, and then you can do the full splits. Kick forward that far, then back that far, and thigh rotation. It's not as much thigh, but hey, at least it's above the knee, I guess. It doesn't look as bad as knee rotation. Oh, come on, now I need to tilt it down. He's so big. It's not as bad as knee rotation, but it does give that a little bit because it is not as high up as it could be otherwise. And then he does have ankle tiltage, which is nice. So yeah, showed off that thing. One more thing that I should probably show off for this one, because it's part of the upgrade kit, but you can swap out the chest for a more toy accurate version, which as you can see, if you do that, you should also swap out the chest. I guess I'll also show you how to do that for the combined mode. Okay, let's see. Okay, for combined mode, right down into that, just collapse his hands. Collapse the hands. Oh, come on, don't fall over on me, please. Collapse the hands. Then open this up. Rotate, lift in, collapse in. Flip around, flip in, collapse up. I do believe. Alright. Okay, so you want to push that up. And this is going to tap into there. Push up. Tap in. Then, let me see. Put this like so. Like so. Then, would that be? Pull this up. And rotate around. And then collapse. Oh wait, what am I doing? Rotate this combiner port down, and then collapse this back down. How is it? Hang on. Yep, I had it right to begin with, except for this part. This part still needs to be flipped down. And then that tabs in, right there. And then rotate this back. And then that part of the cab, or front of the truck will tab in. And then, before we do that, there's this. It needs to flip that way. Like that. Yep. Had it right. I guess I got. Yeah, I didn't know why I looked at the instructions, like, oh, you need to flip that back, but I already did it. Because, you know, when you transform stuff yourself, sometimes you do things in a slightly different order. Just like I didn't do this part first. Okay, come on. There we are. Oh, come on. Camera. Focus. Okay. So, rotate. Down. And rotate around. And tap into place. Flip that up. And rotate back. Tap into place. And then I guess to make him a little bit shorter so we don't have to have the camera tilted up so high. So I work on the legs. Tap those in. It'd be nice that clip work, because I'm sure that would be beneficial for a combined mode. But do this, and then you break his thigh. Not really, but bend it right there. I'm glad. I think this one is stiffer than on fan toys. That one I think was also just friction, not ratchet, so that had a tendency to come loose. And then you just slide the knees to the side. And this, I'm going to flip this panel up. Oh, come on. Now I need to tilt it down. Do one more on the left, but flip that up. Flip. Come on. Need fingernails. Do not have fingernails. There we are. Flip up. And don't let this flip back around, but it will like to do its own thing. And then want to flip out the combiner joint. You do that just by using the toe. I mean, it doesn't show you using the toe, but I don't really see any other way of doing it because it, well, come on. What in the world are you doing? Get back in there. How in the world? Come on. Get back
into your foot position. There we are. Okay. So put this up. Oh, come on, you stupid foot. Why aren't you staying in place? Okay, well, you get this panel right here to rotate this up and around, actually. First, that around. And then they'll rest in here. Oh, once you get the stupid foot to stay in place, I don't know why this one's being so problematic, but it is. This one, well, I guess single file being a little weird, but anyway, you get that down in place, and then get that combiner joint, or combiner port up there, and then you fold this in over that. You pretty much got the leg finished right there. And do the same on this side. Hopefully it doesn't fight me as much as the other one did. Just take that up, rotate around, and then just press it in, close that up, and then combine it. Oh, that one wasn't as loud. That one might be an issue, hopefully. Hopefully it's not an issue, but it doesn't. It's very soft ratchet on that side. And just rotate the toe down, forming his new kneecap, I'm assuming. There we are. But yeah, it looks like his feet aren't really tabbing in the way they're supposed to. If you look right in there, it doesn't look like it's staying. I don't know why. Oh, no, you don't see that. But I don't know why it's not saying it. It's just, it won't stay tabbed in. But you know what? At this point, I'm just not going to force it because I don't want it to break something because it's not doing on either leg. But you can kind of sort of sand him up right now with the combiner ports. And then I'm going to go ahead and, now I don't know why, even on the instructions, you kind of have to do this, even though it says to do this after doing everything else, but you pull this out, open this up, and then you pull this out, and also you probably want to go ahead and lift these up, rotate them around. Now you're not going to, and these are the screws you'd have to remove if you want to put the alternate chest on, and just flip this out. Might have to finagle it just a little bit, rotate this out, and now you have a big old crotch of Bruticus, or Assaultus as they call him. And then just rotate this assembly around, hold this chest down, flip out these little wing things, and then make sure you get his helmet in, around, close up, and then get that tab in, rotate that down to fill in that gap, and then flip this, close that up, rotate that up, put these tab back into place, flip back around, and then these tab right in. Oh, come on. And also it's a double hinge, so you have to make sure it's lined up right. Okay, there we are. Clip in. There we are, clipped in. Tilt the camera up because even in his this combiner mode, he's still pretty tall. And if you notice, he has another waist swivel above where the other waist swivel is. It's pretty cool, I think. Pretty ingenious, maybe, if that's the right word. And then the last thing to do, assuming I didn't forget anything else, is to turn the guns into their combined mode or configuration. So you want to, now this part's really tricky because it's really stiff, but the other side's even worse, but you rotate that back. It's to make it wider so it looks more appropriate for Bruticus than it does for Onslaught. Oh man, this one is really stiff, and since it's a pin, I really do not know, other than wearing it out from using it multiple times, I don't really see any way to loosen it without having to potentially break it. There we are. But got it in place. And then you slide this down until it sits pretty much flush. And that's, I think, pretty much it. Yeah, I did take a quick peek at the instruction booklet, and it appears that I've gotten everything done for this guy to get him ready to combine.
But a couple more alternative pieces to show you, just to, for alternate things. Like I said, I may as well since I have them out here. But this is the alternate chest piece you can use to make it more toy accurate. And there's these little things right here, if you notice. They have these chests right in here. If you notice, there's these, and if you pull on it, it'll reveal metal pins. You just slide them off, and then you slide those on in place of the original. And then for this, you just pretty much open up the helmet. You slide off this part. There's a little hinge thing that you just slide it off, and then you slide the new one on. Which I don't know. I feel like the cartoon sometimes is a little bit of a cross between these two helmets, but I know that this one's definitely more toy accurate. And this one, yeah, I guess if you don't want it to look like an adorable killing machine, I guess you'd want to use this one, because this one just, this mask looks a little more fierce than those big bug-eyed visor look that I find absolutely, like I said, adorably. So that's about it for Ocular Mask Perfection Series 1 for Incursus. And if you like this review, please click that like and subscribe button to see more. And next week, hopefully, if all goes well, will be the combined video. Hope to see you then.